Do you guys know this shit could go for 8 hours? That's what that thing says right before you hit start. This thing could
Damn.
go for 8 hours.
Really?
Who the fuck is doing an 8 hour podcast, man? Well, me
That's
to
a good
go.
point. Man. What can you do 8 hours on? I don't know.
Feels like us sometimes. But anyways, this is Dare to Disagree, your friendly neighborhood podcast. We're the ones to teach you how you should really be living to get by very happily in life. This
Damn
is
right.
your host tonight, very unwillingly, Alone in the Dark.
Cold Conscious, Baltimore.
And this is Andrew Calhoun, Baltimore.
Yeah, we're gonna kick this in. We should have some more people showing up soon, supposedly. Yeah, we actually just got a freaking message from our lovely usual host saying
Oh
he's too
Lord.
stupid to figure out how to find Wi-Fi. But anyways,
It's rich ass. It's such a rich ass area.
what we were gonna talk about first, which me and freaking Cold Conscious were just talking about, is these motherfucking SWAT teams. Okay?
Motherfucker.
Yes. Yes.
So the story that kicks this off is one that kind of happened close to my home freaking turf here, and I think it was just over in Georgia. What happened was this teenager sold some drugs from his house. Teenager was obviously a fucking scumbag. I don't remember exactly what drug. It wasn't marijuana that he sold, but it was something a little harder than that. But it was a real piddly fucking amount. Okay, and he was obviously some stupid teenage kid. Anybody with any little bit of common sense could tell that. But he sold that shit to an undercover cop from his house, right? Now, according to the police, they cased the joint and made sure that there was no kid, figured out who was in there. They had no way of telling that there was any kids in this place. According to every other report, there was fucking kids' toys laying out in the yard. There was a freaking minivan in the driveway. That minivan had those stupid little stick figure family on the back saying how many kids they had. Who was actually in that house was a family who had come to live with their freaking sister-in-law because their fucking house had burned down. They had lost about everything they owned. These people were on the fucking outs having to go stay with family because they just fucking lost everything, right? So they're in the living room of the house. They got them, the husband, the wife. I think they had their daughter sleeping with them. And then in a crib, they had their baby boy. Okay? Anyways, so obviously, this guy sold a fucking little piddly amount of drugs. The best thing that the police officers thought they should do is go get an entire fucking SWAT team to raid this house. These motherfuckers stack up on the door with fucking assault rifles, strapped like they're going to fucking war, even though they've tried, most dangerous thing they're ever gonna fucking see is a grandma with her knife cane or some shit like that. Bust down the door instead of just running in. No, we can't just run in. There's danger, we're talking about a teenager selling drugs. So what they should reach in the door and throw a fucking flash grenade in there. Because, of course, you got to clear by grenades to deal with these fucking teenagers. That flash grenade goes right into the crib that baby was sleeping in.
Oh.
Blows up, fucking SWAT team busts in, tackles the fucking family to the dad's, of course, freaking out. They slam him to the ground, slam the mother to the ground, holding them at fucking rifle point. Even though they don't know who the fuck these people are, they've got, assault rifles shoved up these people's asses, screaming at them. The mother knows that shit blew up close to her freaking son. She's freaking. She could hear the kid screaming his fucking head off. Hey, let me get to my son. They start cussing at her. Fuck you, bitch. You worry about him later. As she's looking over, she starts seeing a puddle of blood growing underneath the crib that baby was in. Now, of course, she's freaking out. The cops kneel down, lie to her, tell her, oh, yeah, he just got a little burned by the flash grenade. What had actually happened, it had blew a fucking hole in his face, knocked some of his teeth out, burned his entire face, and burned a hole right through his fucking chest so that his ribs were showing. That fucking rough. Right? These cops are lying to the mother, pretending this kid's not severely injured, even though any ignorant motherfucker in the world could see that this motherfucker is probably about to die.
Right.
They keep them on the ground. That motherfucking kid wasn't even at the house. They found nothing in that house. No criminal acts, nothing. They ended up picking that kid freaking off the street. No incident, no nothing. Hours later. Of course, kid gets rushed to the hospital. He was in a medically induced coma for, I think, the last 3 weeks. They took him out of the coma now, but the kid still could die. If he's not dead, he's permanently disfigured for the rest of his life. It's fucking horrifying. They went, of course, the news went to talk to the police agency. They said, yeah, we're really sorry about what happened, but if the same thing happened again, we would have responded the same way.
Wow.
Fucking teenager with drugs, hey, we gotta throw grenades in civilians' homes to freaking deal with that. Now, it's really kind of weird right now because it's a whole debate in Georgia and Tennessee with some people going, are you fucking kidding me? You're blowing up kids over a little bit of drugs? And other people going, well, those parents shouldn't have had them around drug dealers anyways. Those parents are just not at fault. Their house had burned down. They were living with their freaking sister-in-law. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Like, watching these people defend these cops like they didn't do anything wrong is just incredible. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you listen to the way I'm telling the story, you could tell where my fucking thoughts lie in this shit. And I don't know how you could really, if you look at the whole fucking thing, how you could see it much different anyway. You know what I mean?
So,
I really don't think.
Go ahead.
Okay, I really don't think there's really any other way really to see it. I mean, the thing that scares me the most, not the fact that it happened, the fact that it happened for a little bit of drugs, okay. Not the fact that it happened, the fact of the matter is that I don't understand how some of these people, I know some of these SWAT members probably had kids of their own. Like, how can you go home and not be fucked up about that, for forever, for your life, And that's the thing that scares me about cops, because they do so much sometimes to people. It's not every cop, one bad apple spoils the bunch. It's not every cop, but they do so many things that you're just like, they have no conscience, and when they do, it's like, how the hell do you go home at night and sleep like comfortably after you just did something you was not supposed to, you wasn't supposed to do? Now, sending a whole SWAT team for a little bit of drugs is definitely overblown. Here in Baltimore, SWAT teams don't usually come out unless unless something really big's happened. I only seen a SWAT team come out to a house one time in my life, and that's really rare. But over some drugs and blowing a hole in a baby's face, and the fact of the matter is, the police chief said, well, we had a chance, we would do it all over again. We wouldn't change anything. If it happens, it happens. Like, how the fuck do you go home and just think everything is okay doing shit like that? It's beyond me how you do that.
Yeah, right. And that's coming from cool conscience, asking how these motherfuckers can have a conscience to do something like that and still go fuck home.
Yeah.
Asking them how they can live with themselves.
Right. But it's like, y'all already said it pretty much. It's complete and absolute bullshit. Like, that's why I'm done with this country. This country is fucked. Like, if the cops can get away with not even simple shit. They get away with complex shit close enough to that. Like that one kid in Baltimore who got choked out because what did he do? Just knock on somebody's door. He knocked on one of the cops' doors. He was playing the dummy knock game, knock on the door and try to run away. But the cop came out, put him in a chokehold, choked him out till he was dead, and the cop got off. So it's like, yeah, that's how they roll in Baltimore, man. Shit, I'm moving.
Yeah, same thing. And it's funny you bring it up. Same thing with a cop. A lot has been going on. Now, I'm not sitting here and I'm not going to say that all cops like this. Not at all. They're all, as many bad cops there are, there's probably like 10 good cops. But the bad cops always make the news. Same thing here in Baltimore. I give you 2 examples where a cop was chasing a suspect, and the suspect happened to run into this house where was this lady at. He went to his house, the cops get him, and take him outside, arrest him. Now, the suspect ran into a cop's girlfriend's house, so of course the cop hears about it, and he drives all the way to wherever the fuck they was, pulls the guy out of the paddy wagon, which is the big van that carries the prisoners, drags him out and beats the hell out of him in handcuffs. Just completely whoops his ass because he just happened to run. He didn't know. He's happened to run to this guy's house. They already had him restrained and everything like that. They explained to him. He comes and whoops this guy's ass. And I believe he got. Did he get off with it, or no? They still investigating. I'm not 100% sure about that. They might be still investigating it, but I'm pretty sure they put it under the rug. You don't hear about it anymore, so we'll never know. He probably did get off, and we'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
The second incident that we had lately is a 49-year-old police officer slit the neck of a dog because he said it was dangerous for some reason. And the dog was already restrained, and I guess it was barking a lot or something like that. And it was already restrained; they had it under control, and for no reason, he just takes out his knife and slits the dog throat. No reason. Now he is facing charges for that, but that brings me to another point. He's facing charges for that, and that was a dog. Most of these people, you know, what the cops do shit for, is black. The guy who got his ass kicked by the police in handcuffs is black, and I'm pretty sure that nothing will come of it. So, you know, you're right. This fucking country seems to be fucked, and it's just.
Hold on, you said the dude that got locked up, the dude that got pulled out the paddy wagon was black.
Was he black? If I'm not mistaken. Well, then again, never mind. Cause I know the cop was black, so it doesn't really matter.
You were saying the cop was black?
Yeah, I believe the guy who they was chasing was also black too.
Well, he got some ass. You know, I mean, if he got his ass whipped, he had a couple black eyes, so you know,
and that goes back to Alone in the Dark. You know, I'm going back to the baby being the flashbang. You know, when should it be a good time to send the SWAT team out to do, to raid people's houses? Obviously not for no drugs. It shouldn't come to that.
I mean, I think it's just got to be, if it's a violent criminal, if you got like gang members with guns, if you got some motherfucker who is liable to shoot a cop, then yeah, I don't mind you sending the SWAT team. When you do it for completely non-violent crimes like that, it's fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? And the issue is, when you use that much force, you're taking that much more risk with everybody around you. Like, there was another story about a SWAT team was again going after... No, here was the story. Somebody said that they thought that their some house was a meth lab, right? Like, I walk by it, I smell some shit, it smells like a fucking meth lab, right? These cops, a SWAT team, bust into this fucking house. Turns out it's like this old man, I want to say the dude's like 75, 80 years old, and his wife that lives there. Neither one of them ever been in trouble with the law. Neither one of them are doing anything wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
The old man is like partially blind and going deaf, okay? Here's the story that the cops say happened. They bust in the door, no knock warrant, just kick down the door right away, running in. They see the old man in the hallway with a gun. The old man points a gun at him. They're yelling at him to put the gun down. He points the gun at him, and they shoot him to death. Now, the cop who shot him said that story. The two or three cops that are with him said that story. That's what they were freaking selling, right? They investigated it because the wife survived. She was freaking telling them, no, that's a whole lot of bullshit. He never pointed a gun at anybody. What really happened was they busted in their freaking bedroom door where the guy was laying in bed. He, of course, reaches for his gun because there's a bunch of guys raiding his house. He can't really see who the fuck it is. They yell at him, or what did they say? I don't even think they yelled. They were just yelling as they came in the house. Everybody get down, this and that. He reaches for the gun in his nightstand. They kill him in his fucking bed.
Yeah.
Turned out that the guy had never done anything wrong. Who knows what the fuck that person was who reported him. But you're telling me what happens if somebody's pissed off? And what happens if I'm pissed off at my neighbor right now? Because I'm growing fucking petunias and he doesn't like it, right?
Right.
Call the cops and say, oh yeah, I think that's a meth lab. You guys should bust in there with assault rifles, throwing fucking hand grenades. Why not? That's the cool thing to do. Not like I got a fucking house full of kids in here, you know?
Right. And like, from what I know, or from what I used to understand, was that the SWAT team used to be like the like the second line of defense after they get, like actual evidence that like somebody's like some type of big ass kingpin and they're actually selling like big, big monumental amounts of drugs or whatnot. Like this is a stash house and it's heavily guarded, it's heavily protected. We need the SWAT team. Not just off of some suspicions like, oh, I smell this, you should go check this shit out with a SWAT team. Nah, like if anything,
Yeah,
from watching The Wire, they had regular cops, but they just had cops in riot gear, and they had like, the big door annihilator thing. They busted and they just start checking around. They don't go throwing their flashbangs and shit.
Yeah.
yeah, it's usually not that, and it's kind of crazy because their whole thing is special weapons and tactics. So I'm not sure where the fuck the tactics come in at.
Right.
And I'm not sure who the fuck is the police chief that just willy-nilly sends these guys out because they go out for most of the time for serious call-ups. And I guess the chief just like, well, these guys haven't done anything in like 2 months, so how about I send them out and just to check when it doesn't go down like that. Because if a SWAT team goes in, they're going in almost like they're going in with M4s and flashbangs and grenades and shit like that. Instead of just having maybe a few cops going in, knocking, checking around, like, well, I don't know.
It's pretty much paramilitary style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's fucking crazy, and it's suspicious to say like I don't know if you guys know, but the Supreme Court just ruled against police officers and DAs. What they wanted to do is like back in the day when they originally made the rules, if you get a search like on the streets, is a cop can go through your pockets and he could freaking search your person without having to get a warrant. If you were getting arrested, he could search what was on your person without having to go to a judge and get a warrant to get into your fucking pockets, right?
Mhm.
That's not really a big deal because back when those laws came out, this is like I think the 70s, 80s. Think about what you carried on your person. Pack of cigarettes, your fucking car keys, your wallet. That's about it. That's what a normal person had, right? It's not like going to your house and searching your house where they can get into your fucking credit card statements, get into all your shit, and really get it in that thing just by fucking stopping you on the street.
Right.
The issue that started happening is now people got these fucking cell phones, right?
Mhm.
Now inside these cell phones, people have their credit card information, their freaking bank account information. They got massive amounts of data on these fucking phones. That is way more than anybody ever intended for a street cop to be able to freaking go through without having a warrant.
Right.
Now, what cops started doing is they would arrest you for some stupid bullshit, and they would plug in a fucking scanner to your phone, and it would download the whole contents to your phone and sort it out so they can go through it. Somebody finally sued them saying, that's a breach of my Fourth Amendment rights. That's a legal search and seizure. You have no warrant. Now, all the police officers would have to do, let's say they arrest me, all that anybody was asking them to do is go to a judge and get a warrant. Hey, this guy's a drug dealer. Here's his fucking information right here. He's probably doing drug deals from his phone. Let us get into his phone. It's not that difficult to get a fucking search warrant, okay? They refused. They said, fuck no, we don't need a search warrant for that. How is this any different from what they originally intended? How is this different than just carrying cigarettes and fucking car keys in your pocket? Being able to get into their entire fucking movement history? These things got a GPS on them now. Now you can see wherever I've been for the past fucking who knows how many days. You can see all the pictures of my wife and my kids. All this shit. That is way more information than you were ever able to gather before.
Yeah.
All we're asking is go to a judge, get a search warrant, then you can search my phone. They fought that shit tooth and nail, man. They screamed like we were there fucking taking away their pensions, that this was how wrong that we were doing to them by making them have to go to a judge and fucking give them a good justification.
Mhm.
When they are that terrified of having even that simple of an oversight, it makes you pretty fucking worried what their true intentions are.
Yeah.
Here they are screaming and yelling and throwing a fit and taking the shit all the way to the Supreme Court because they don't want to have to go get a fucking search warrant.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
yeah, it is scary. If you're a cop, it should be one thing. Okay, I need a search warrant. You know,
Yeah.
that's what, and this is why eventually, whenever the fuck they do it, I'm not sure. I think San Diego has it. Some police department in California has it now where they're gonna, eventually they're gonna start putting fucking cameras on police officers walking
Yeah.
around to take video of everything. I mean, that'd be good a little bit, but then again, for the actual cops out here who don't, who let people off, because I know plenty of cops out here who would let, a guy off for some weed or when weed was really illegal instead of you just get, a citation for it here in Baltimore anyway.
Yeah.
I know plenty of cops who've let people off, and now with these cameras that they're eventually gonna start putting on these police officers, that's gonna cease all that. Now, when they review the fucking video that you have on you, and you let somebody go with weed, that might cost you your job. Like, wait, why you let him go?
Yeah.
He had weed on him. Why you let him go? It's like, well, for one, I didn't feel like doing the fucking paperwork, and it was a bag of weed. I didn't think I really needed to do that much
Well,
paperwork for a
you
bag of
could,
weed.
but what the Supreme Court has ruled on like 2 or 3 years ago is that police officers have no what do you call it? No responsibility to enforce the law. And that
Right.
sounds fucking crazy, but like I think we talked about it before. What happened is like they were, some family had like some fucking people in the house that were kidnapping them and beating the shit out of someone that they had. And I think part of the family had hidden in the attic or some shit like that. And they called the cops. Hey,
Cop
these
roll
guys-
past.
yeah, exactly. These people have invaded the house. They're fucking beating the shit out of so and so. Can you come here and help us? And the cops like came, knocked on the door. Hey, is everything cool? All right, we're out of here. And they did that like 3 times until people got the shit beat out of them. I think some women got raped in there. It was a horrible fucking thing. Those people sued the cops, and it went to the Supreme Court. And they said no, the cops have no responsibility to actually enforce the law. They don't have to. If they see you just on the street getting fucking murdered, they could just walk past. It's their fucking prerogative.
Yeah.
So really, even if they have these cameras and it shows, oh yeah, I found this weed on this guy, and they give it back, the cop has no real freaking responsibility to enforce the law.
That's crazy. But see, the main reason why they'll enforce the law because they just like trigger happy. That's why.
Yep.
Most of them, yeah. A lot of them are. I'm not gonna go ahead and put it on the whole police department because they're all good cops out there. I ran into a lot, but why they're all good cops? There are some shitty ones out here who just go onto the job just to fuck people.
This show.
Oh, fuck them all. Who are you sticking
No,
up
man,
for?
don't fuck all the police. Just fuck some of the police.
Listen, because I ran to, I'm black as a motherfucker, so I ran to so many fucking cops before, and it's only one time where I've told you guys this, where it was one time I was, out of nowhere where a cop just fucks with me just to be fucking with me.
Yeah.
And that was one time out of maybe 30 accounts I had with police officers. I like those odds, but
God damn.
maybe I've just been lucky. I mean, listen, I'm still black, so I still get pulled up for random shit, I mean, I might not get as harassed as I was that day, but I'm still get pulled over. One of them things was like they pull you over for like a tail light, and they, had a cop pull him for a tail light, and he took a long time to fucking come. I'm like, hey, officer, how you doing? He's like, hey. And he has light flashing in my car, and I had my friend in there, and he's just looking and looking. And I almost, keyword almost, I want my ass kicked though. I almost asked him like, okay, so you gonna tell me what you pulled me over for? And it took him he sat there for maybe a good 2 minutes looking through my car. Not looking through it, but like looking in the back seats before he told me that I had a tail light out. I'm like, really, dog? Really? You couldn't have told me that as soon as you walked up?
I watch Cops every so often. My parents used to watch that shit when I was a kid all the time. And you would see people all the time get pulled over for like a tail light, and like this happened like it was probably like a week ago. I saw this episode. Dude gets pulled over for a tail light, right? Cop pulls him over, is talking to him, runs his ID. Dude's got a suspended license, right?
Yeah.
Takes him out of the car, and as the dude, like the guy, he walks around. Hey, let's go to the other side of the car. The guy walks around and sits down on the ground. The guy's like, the cop's like, I didn't tell you to sit down. Get back up. As he gets back up, that guy tries to kick a fucking revolver underneath the car. tackles him to the ground, ends up finding fucking drugs on him, goes into the car, there's fucking crack pipes, shit like that. It was fucking ridiculous, man. I was like, all that over a taillight, asshole. Fix your fucking taillight if you're gonna be riding like that.
Yeah, over.
See, cold conscience, you deserve a slap up against the head a little bit.
Right.
You know that if you black and you riding around with a tail light out, you just asking to get your ass whipped. By the cops, by SWAT, by anybody holding up there.
Pretty much, cause I've, this many times I had my tail light out and just I've seen a lot of times where it's like, I can have all right, I can have
that's me.
Mr. Calhoun. Oh, okay. I can have Mr. Calhoun attest to this. But most of the time when you're driving and you like you're in a car behind, like you're behind the car and they might run a stop sign, some shit like that, or whatever the case may be. But it's the most scariest thing ever when you're behind the car or in front of a car and the police just hops out on a car, like four police deep hops out on one car and just like starts fucking pulling people out the car. It scares the shit out you. Because you thinking in your mind, what the fuck do I gotta do to not have that happen to me?
Right.
And like, it's one of the things was kind of like it's kind of one thing like you want to pull off, but it's just like, I don't want to fucking cause attention to myself, so I'm not sure what the fuck to do. Like, should I go around them, or should I just sit here and wait for them to fucking come to my car? Can I look suspicious?
No, you park. That's what you do. Fuck that, you just park.
I park.
Like, see,
I can see him now looking.
Alright, go ahead.
Now, I can see one of them looking into my, driver's side window, like, you do fit description. So,
okay,
how about you step out the car and talk to me real fast?
Okay, then you park, you get your ass out, you go to your nearest McDonald's or something. you go be a patron at one of the nearby eateries or something. Get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah, man. That has to be one of the most scariest things ever for me, anyway. And it's crazy.
One time, man. Like I was young at the time, and me and some other idiot were racing each other down the streets, right? And we went past the light, and there was a fucking cop there, pulled us both over, right? We were going, motherfucker. I mean, we were probably doing like 90 to 100 in like a 35-mile-an-hour zone, okay? It was dumb as hell, man. Some shit only fucking dumbass teenagers would do.
But you were white, though. You were white.
And me and this guy freaking pulled aside. I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to lose my car. I'm about to get in all kinds of shit, right? That cop gets out of his car, starts walking over, and that other car that I was racing takes the fuck off. That cop jumped in the car and took off the fuck after him. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? And my buddy's like, let's go home, man.
Right.
We fucking got up and drove away, man. Slow as a mother. We're doing 34 miles an hour the whole way home, and we fucking got there.
That was that
motherfucker like, I ain't going back.
Man, I ain't going back. Fuck that. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to
I ain't going back, or I ain't going at all.
That shit is terrible, man. It was
hey, Alan, I gotta ask you though, if your friend didn't say let's just go home, who would you have said for the cop to come back?
Yeah, I don't know. I probably would have took off, man, because I was debating about the whole time. Should I fucking go? Do I really want to get in this much shit? But once he said it, it was like, well, we're both voting for this now. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Pretty sure that cop wasn't coming back. He was like, shit, action. All I needed in my life.
He probably didn't give a shit about me. I don't know why the fuck that guy was
I see Slow Chemical.
Huh?
I see Slow Chemical joined us. I said, Slow Chemical, how are you doing? You joined us, and you seem like you're a little bit scrambled over there.
Man, I'm trying to fuck this girl, and this bitch taking all day in the damn place, and I just want to put my penis in her vagina right now. And
put me up. Yes, that's all we want, man. That's all we want. They play too many games.
So are you actually outside of this female's house waiting to fuck her?
Yes, I'm waiting to plow her. That's why I wasn't even gonna come on tonight, But then the bitch was like, well, give me a few minutes. And the thing is, I can't meet her parents because they won't accept me. This bitch is fucking Indian. Like, she's like straight Indian too. So like the dad, he owns the dry cleaners, and like he don't like niggers and shit like that. So I can't go in there. I have to be out here to fuck her, and I really want to fuck her. I'm not trying to take this up, but I just want to fuck this bitch, and she's like taking forever. God damn it.
Hey man, you better hope they don't call SWAT on your ass.
Nah,
SWAT doing some terrible things to people out here these days.
Nah, see what happened is I'm in the cut, so like what she's gonna do is go get the car and drive up a little bit, and then she's gonna be the neighbors, right? And she already talked to her people, so they're gonna put her car in the fucking garage. Then I'm just gonna plow her vagina like till fucking tomorrow night.
So wait, you're going back to you going back to your crib, right?
Hell nah. We going somewhere to fuck. I ain't taking back to my house. Nah, you gotta be special for me to take you back to my place. My place is that's my castle. I ain't taking just anybody there. Now if she got some good, yeah, we might go back there later.
It's too many dangerous variables concerning this pussy, man.
Hey, look. Sometimes, after you had sex for a while, you guys spruce it up a little bit. I'm pretty sure this is fucking. I would say exciting, but he seems like he's a little bit pissed off, and
nah, I just don't care. I just don't care anymore, cold conscious. Let's just look here. I want to fuck you. You obviously want to fuck me. Let's just get this fucking show over with. I mean, all the games. I'm 29 years fucking old. Let's just fuck. I'm done.
Girls do play a lot of games, and it fucking they make you run in circles now to try to get a piece of ass that might last, maybe a good hour. It depends on if I like you, because if I don't like you, I'm speeding that up to like 15 minutes.
Shit, he said an hour. You motherfuckers is Transformers and whatnot. I'm chilling for about good 15, 20 minutes. You're talking about an hour of repetitive motions and what? Fuck this.
Yeah, man. I tell my wife, I'm gonna get mine. You need to get yours before I do.
Team bus leave in 15 minutes. You not on it.
It's the race to the finish, motherfucker.
I try to explain that shit to my friends, but they're always like, yeah, it's hard to. I'm like, listen, if I don't like this girl, it's 15 minutes after a while, after I get in there and I stroke maybe a good 3 times, I'm bored. I'm ready to fucking watch ESPN.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Speaking of dumb bitches, though, and this is actually the title of our episode right now. Did you guys see all these women fucking fawning over that goddamn felon?
I was waiting for you to bring that up.
Yeah.
The epitome of dumb bitches. Oh my goodness.
I gotta find that picture again. But are you fucking okay? When they were first just talking about it, I was like, okay, whatever, just freaking dumb bitches fawning over some fucking dude, right? But when they started getting money together to freaking help free this guy, it's just fucking ridiculous, man. Look at this. They're talking about now Pretty Boy Felon to get his own reality show.
Yeah, that is why people are donating money to a convicted felon just because he has a handsome mugshot. Like, come on.
It's fucking crazy, man. Like, I'm not one to really, oh, shit. Look at this. Hey, here's the, another picture of him. Look at this shit. Hold on. There's my little link here. This thing says, living proof that sometimes you just take a good picture.
See, I think, and it's hard for me. It's hard. It's very hard to not talk about women when they do stupid shit like this. It's very hard to not call every fucking female stupid. It's hard as fuck not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Cause it's so many fucking girls out here like, oh, he's so handsome. Like, you do realize he's a convicted felon. Like, yeah, so, and that goes back to what Slow Chemical, what he was talking to me about the other day, just girls just seem to like fucking bad guys. I mean, you know. Now I'm pretty sure if that was the same picture and he was doing some shit where he was like helping kids or some shit like that, he might not got any fucking attention. But just because he's a fucking convicted felon, you know, he gets the attention, might have his own fucking reality show. Motherfuckers like me, broke as fuck, and can't even fucking could barely. It's fucking ridiculous. And girls are really like over this guy like he's fucking Brad Pitt. He's probably gonna be the new Brad Pitt. The most fucked up thing about it.
I'm trying to find out too, cause you know originally I didn't really pay attention to this shit for a good minute till I heard that people were giving this fucker money. The charges that he was fucking hit for weren't some silly fucking shit, man. I want to say it was like sex trafficking and fucking weapons charges. How are women fawning over a guy who is freaking kidnapping and selling bitches for sex? You know, that's ridiculous.
Right, and see, here's the thing. Right now, dude is being held on $1,000. No, not $1,000. $1 million bond.
$1 million? Jesus.
I'm gonna read this article. Jeremy Meeks is a convicted felon and alleged gang member and is currently being held in jail on more felony weapons charges. Bail has been set at $1 million. That's not a typical biography for an internet celebrity, yet Meeks has a Facebook page with over 120,000 fans. His mother started a fundraising page that's attracted 145 donations and over $2,500 in one day. And the hashtag Free Jeremy Meeks is trending on Twitter. The positive feelings are all related to this handsome mugshot, which was posted by the Stockton Police Department on Facebook this week and quickly became a sensation. It is a stunning example of how the American criminal justice system, in which defendants have the right to be judged by a jury of their peers, is often influenced by superficial attributes. Meeks' experience is due to a type of cognitive bias known as the halo effect. This refers to the that's bullshit. Let me see.
Wow, that's fucking crazy. And so, do y'all actually believe that they would get $1 million to actually get him out? Or
I'm hoping it's gonna fizzle out. Nobody will give a shit about this guy within 2 weeks, but
I hope so.
I've seen stupider things happen.
Jesus, man. If that happens, you're probably right, Calhoun. I need to fucking move to Spain or something. I can't fucking do it.
I'm fucking leaving. Like, if they actually do make the $1 million threshold, I hope he gets out, and I hope he ends up beating the hell out of one of the people that donated to his campaign. Like, that would be the greatest irony ever in the history of America, and I would applaud.
You know, we could use this to benefit the U.S., you know what I mean? What we gotta do is find every fucking bitch that donated to that and remove her fucking ovaries from her, because that bitch does not need to breed. I'm going to yank that shit right out the bottom. Alright, it's fucking ridiculous.
I know, it is fucking ridiculous, and you know, I know our fucking generation is doomed when every fucking old lady that passes me is like, God bless your heart. Your generation, they're like, bless your heart. We need more people like you around. That might help them, you know, help them across the street. Something like they're like, we need more people like you. God bless your heart and God bless your generation. Once they said that, I'm like, yeah, our generation is fucking screwed. Can you imagine when the president, because it is gonna happen, the first president to be born in the 1990s?
Yeah.
Oh fuck that! The first president to be born in the 2000s? God, take me around that time, because this country's gonna be fucked. This generation is fucked. There is no silver lining in this generation. Maybe a few here and there, but the pitiful overruns the good. It really does.
I guess we're gonna find out, huh? Shit.
Yeah, I guess. Well, whenever the fuck that happens, like I said, me and James will be in fucking Spain if you need us. Learn how to play soccer.
You know, and you know, like, I'm still afraid though, because like, even if you leave America, there's no place you can go to like escape this influence.
Yeah.
Because I've been thinking long and hard recently. I'm like, yo, even if I do leave America, where can I go to where I wouldn't have to deal with America's bullshit anymore?
Cameroon. No, I'm joking.
I don't know, man. You
Man,
just imported back again, it seems.
yeah. And matter of fact,
Right.
that gives me a chance to piss off all of Cameroon. I like to say, ha ha, ha ha ha. You guys supposed to be good in fucking soccer, but you got kicked out of the World Cup. Congratulations.
How is the USA still in there and fucking Cameroon's gone? Give me a break.
Exactly. The African team. That is fucking ridiculous. I'm guessing Slow Chemical is about to get his ass because he fucking clicked off.
But you gotta realize though, like you said, wait, who are they again? Cameroon?
Cameroon.
Are they from Africa?
Yes, it's an African team. It's an African
Well,
country.
these motherfuckers play soccer with the minimalist of materials. They play with rocks, sticks. I mean, if you ever played soccer with any type of shape, object or whatnot, you're gonna be proficient when you get to an actual soccer ball.
He's got a point. I heard the biggest thing that threw off the Cameroon team was they gave those fuckers shoes.
Gave him shoes and jerseys.
Nah, they gave them shoes and socks. Them niggas had like 2 barriers right there.
That's ridiculous. And now they was losing. They was getting blown the fuck out like 4-0 and shit like that. I know it must be fucking troubled times in the kingdom for one Jonathan Esther, because in case people don't know, he's married to a Mexican and his family, well, her family is hardcore Mexican.
Yeah.
And they're still in the fucking World Cup, so I'm sure it's troubling times right now.
He's getting shit on left and right there, man. I guarantee it. That motherfucker can't do anything with them bringing up that fucking game.
So is USA still in this or are they gone?
No, they're actually still in it. They have a chance to move on to round 16 tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
Right.
It's gonna be interesting too because they're playing that shit live in the Volkswagen plant. So we're kind of wondering, like, if USA beats Germany, are these fuckers gonna screw us over, make us work overtime, or make us work on Friday or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Good job. You guys did real good. By the way, we're working tomorrow. Get your asses in there. 12-hour shift.
All the way into 12, from 12 to 12. From 12 to 12? How the fuck is... Jesus. Yeah, I know that. Go ahead.
Explain this World Cup shit to me, because I don't understand. So, like, I okay, everybody starts to take notice at this time of the year. Like, are they playing earlier, or is it just like World Cup, or is World Cup just like the NFL playoffs, where it's just like people start taking notice around playoff and Super Bowl time?
Pretty much, because I don't ever talk about soccer unless.
Yeah, exactly. I thought so.
I mean, it's every 4. It is fucking raining out this motherfucker. Nobody really takes notice until the World Cup comes around, and I'm still not really sure how it works, how teams get kicked out. I just know that, you can't lose too many fucking games. That's all I really need to know.
I think it works by. Now I'm probably all fucked up on this, but I think it works by points. So like, every bracket after so long, the teams with the lowest points get booted. And they keep the higher up, and then it just keeps going like that. Next week the 2 teams with the lowest points get booted. Next one, the next 2 teams with the lowest points get booted. Because that's why they're saying, okay, shit, if the USA does good here and freaking Germany gets all fucked up, then Mexico has a chance. That's how that shit works. It's a weird process, but I'm pretty sure it's something like that. If we had some freaking Hispanics on here, we'd get the full fucking details.
Right.
Yeah.
How the hell is Noemi? We'll trade Dave out for Noemi.
Yeah, they tell anything. Well, first thing, essay. No, I can't.
If Noemi comes in here, though, I'm gonna have to be like subtitling that bitch so people can understand what's going on. I didn't say that, okay? We'll sit there typing that shit out. What the fuck?
Only thing we recognize is gold.
Yeah, that's all I know. It's kind of fucking hard trying to explain to black people, why I pay attention. Why do you pay attention? Well, I pay attention because, listen, I don't really know why I pay attention, okay? I just happen to be somewhat American, I'm pretty sure America doesn't accept us but they accept us enough for me to cheer for them. So
Yeah, exactly. The funniest thing that ever happened to me, the first time I ever paid attention to freaking football was it was a long fuck. It was before I even went to the freaking Marine Corps. But I was working in a woodworking shop, and I had, of course, this is in California, working construction. We had Mexicans all over the place, right? Fucking USA and Mexico had a game against each other, and somehow the USA won. And man, you would have thought somebody just came and shit in all these people's Cheerios, man. They were fucking furious, dude. Furious. Like, there was even Mexicans on the news, like, this is just America treating us like dogs. like, motherfuckers, that's the job. That's their job to win the fucking game. What the fuck's going on here? But
I think, because USA is the laughing stock as far as it comes to football, and I believe that they would take a loss to any other team other than the USA. Like any other team could lose. Like Mexico could lose to maybe Cameroon. That's on the fence. Yeah. Mexico could probably lose to like Portugal or Germany or some shit like that, and they'd be like, we gave it our best effort. But let fucking an American team beat one of those teams. It's like you said, like somebody fucking ran over their dog or some shit like that.
Exactly, man. Because it's kind of an issue with Americans too, because most Americans don't give a shit about football up until the U.S. team wins. Like, if you come to me and say, oh shit, man, Mexico whooped freaking USA's ass, man, I don't give a shit. But if you come and tell me that USA just whooped Mexico's ass, man, I am cheering. I know. I'm fucking all over that shit. Oh, you guys lost to a fucking sport we don't even give a shit about, man.
Right. Painting my body in red, white, and blue. Yeah, pretty much. It's like once we lose, it's kind of like, damn, we lost. Oh well, when's the NFL season starting back up? Right. But when we fucking win, it's like I'm on fucking Noemi's page, like USA. It's the best shit ever. This is like the most craziest shit ever, because if you lose, you can just be like, I don't give a fuck. But if you win, you give all the fucks in the world.
Exactly, man. That's why we love them.
I think that's what eats them up the most too. Even if they lose, even if we lose, they can't get us mad. They just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they'd be like, hey, USA lost. NFL season's about to start back up. Joe Flacco is looking good. Who gives a fuck? Okay.
Right.
We do a lot of things to make people hate us. I think that's just one more.
Yeah. One more in the coffin.
Hey, those motherfuckers took all our jobs. It's the least we could do. Beat their ass in their favorite game.
But I do got an important question though. What the fuck are you doing back here, Slow Chemical?
I have another pretty girl right here.
Oh snap!
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Is that the Indian? You kind of look like Beyonce a little bit. Is that the Indian? What happened?
No, she's not Indian. She's not Beyonce. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's kind of.
I'm done. I gotta go.
Wait. Is that the girl you picking up, or is that some random girl that was walking by on the street that you was just like picking her up?
Her. Work with her.
Run, girl, run!
Tell Solange, my blessings.
Solange.
Beyonce 0.5.
She ain't gonna be doing a hit, and he gonna be doing a hit.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, oh my lord, that was a great cameo by Beyonce, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have too many guests on the show, but that was a discount Beyonce, ladies and
gentlemen. Discount Beyonce, fucking dollar store Beyonce going on here. But anyways. Before that guy fucking kills us, it's about time to wrap this show up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Before I talk myself into hot water.
Anyway, freaking, anybody got any parting shots?
Yeah, I do have a parting shot. I hate it when females. And I before anybody out there, I love females, and I'm actually starting to get to the whole thing of calling females, not hoes and shit like that. I'm starting to get into that, but I hate it when I have a pretty vast vocabulary. I will say that I don't use it all the time, but I have a pretty decent vocabulary. I hate it when a girl tries to drop a big word on me, like a word that I never heard about. Like this one girl tried to use the word boorish. I'm just sure what the fuck that word meant. And she was like, I'm like, what does that mean? She was like, it means to be mean, to be like angry. I'm like, oh, I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't you test 2 levels below college level English? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, then you can't fucking use those words then. You fucking test that fucking low on a placement test. You're not allowed to use those words. I'm in college level English. You're not allowed to use those words towards me. It just doesn't work that way. But that's really all I have to say about that. You're not allowed to. If you're in 2 levels down in college level, you're not allowed to use any fucking word like that. You're not allowed to.
You gotta keep all your language 4 letters or less. That's it. That's the biggest thing.
You gotta work your way. Like you're not even college level. The reason she didn't test in the college level English is because she was like, that test was long, so I just started answering any type of question. I was like, you do realize this is a college test that you fucking need to begin your. Yeah, I mean, I fucked her. I'm sorry, but.
Oh, okay, well. Yeah. That's all that matters,
Apparently not hard enough to understand to have a fucking realize that you need to fucking take this test seriously.
You might have literally fucked her brains out, man.
Yeah.
Fucking education out of that bitch.
Man, bro.
Touche to me then. Oh man.
What about you there,
my parting shot, I guess. Let's see here. Little fat boy moment, right quick. Coming to a 7-Eleven near you pretty soon, I'm supposing.
Did it pop up for you guys? I can't really see it yet. I see a black screen.
I can't see shit, man. I just see a black screen.
God damn it. Oh, fuck it, I had no parting shot.
Well, my parting shot will be, Dave, whenever you happen to watch this, good job setting your boss straight, buddy. You did a really good job. You have fun with that, man. You get some serious.
For those who don't know, John Foster was supposed to set his boss straight maybe fucking 5 years ago.
Yeah, some shit.
It always reminds me of slavery, where it's like, one day we're gonna get the master. Kind of what this shit reminds me of.
I don't know what's going on. I guess he just doesn't want to ruin that pension I'm sure you get from CVS or.
For all those who don't know, he works at fucking CVS. I'm pretty sure there's like a CVS around the corner from him, but
Those great stock options and shit. He doesn't want to ruin any of that shit, so he's got to be careful with this stuff.
Tuition reimbursement.
Yeah, I like how Alan said everything that they don't get.
Tuition reimbursements, shit like that. Shit that normal jobs get.
Yeah, exactly. I would hate to
get discounts. Get discounts.
I don't know. Dave is African. He might not get a fucking discount. Actually, he might not get a discount. Just because.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So we'll be back next week at 9:15 ish.
Like 9:30 if Dave is hosting.
This shit is actually totally my fault this time. I came barreling in the door, went to go turn this shit on right in time. And I had disconnected my entire computer, so I'm sitting here fucking wiring this shit like a goddamn bomb or something, trying to get it all together to fucking get this show on the road.
We broke. We're be on when the fuck we be on. It's fucking full black people on the show. You can't expect us to be early. Come on, on time.
I think people are getting used because I didn't even see our viewers. We didn't get any viewers till like freaking 25 minutes after. And finally they popped in, okay, these fuckers should be going now. Alright, motherfucker. We'll be back next week. You guys have a wonderful week. We'll have some delicious topics next time. Good day.
Howdy.